Hello, welcome to John's Author Diary for the week ending December the 2nd, 2018. I've had a bit of a crap week. First half of the week, I was quite unwell, had a stomach bug. My wife and son had the same thing, and so that really took it out of me. I've also been struggling quite a bit with the depression this week. So if you've been listening to this for a long while, then you know that I really struggle during winters with seasonal affective disorder. And sometimes it's just really hard to keep on top of. Now, I have tried really hard this year with it. So I've been doing things like taking vitamin D tablets, vitamin B tablets. I've got a daylight lamp. Been making sure that I go out for walks. And most nights I've been going to bed at about 8:30. But even with all that, it's still getting on top of me a bit. I think of it a bit like running Windows in safe mode, where, okay, you can do certain things. There's a lot of normal functionality. It looks pretty much the same. But any of the deeper stuff, any of the more complicated stuff, it's just a real struggle. So I have been getting on with work this week. I've actually been quite productive considering everything else. I managed to redraft Black Death Book 1 and Black Death Book 2. So I'm really pleased with the stories of those. They didn't require as much work as I thought they would. So that was really pleasing. A lot of it was just tightening up on a line level. Now, because I'm doing this as a collaborative project, I've now put those in a Google Drive, and my other co-authors will look over that, look for any typos, look for any ways where I can improve the story or improve the writing on a sentence level. And so we're all going to do that with each other's work before it gets a final edit and we put everything together early next year. I'm trying to work out a way going forward that I can get a better balance of editing and first drafting. I think I know the answer. I think basically what I need to do is work on first drafts in the morning and then do editing in the afternoons. My only resistance to this is I think it might take a lot of the energy out of those first drafts, which is where I'm just focused on getting the words down. But I think it's worth trying. It's worth an experiment. Worth seeing what I end up with. You know, if it takes me the same amount of time to get to the second draft phase with something using that method, then it's probably going to be better because I won't be sat in front of a screen for so long. Won't be putting so much strain on my eyes. And it also means that I'll be moving around more because when I'm dictating, I walk around. So as well as that, I've been working through a course which is more for the business side of being an author. It's called Clocking Out. It's by the people who do the Story Studio podcast and things like that. I got this course on a Black Friday deal for $99. And I think when I did it originally, it was $599. And I have to say, very glad that I didn't pay full price. There's nothing wrong with the course per se, but I'm just past the halfway point. And apart from a couple of useful tips on how to think about my genre, how to think about tying the climax of a story into the characterisation, you know, there hasn't been that much so far, which has been new. But I'll continue to the end anyway. Hopefully the second half will have more kind of practical things that I can use that can really help me take my author career to the next level. Because I feel at the minute like it is in a bit of a slump. Now, releasing these fantasy novellas, and because of Amazon's royalty structure, you know, I can sell quite a lot of these in terms of units, but I don't make much money from them. And so when I do things like bundle them into box sets and things like that, and eventually re-release them as novels, then that'll be the way to kind of recoup some of those earnings. But because of putting Black Death on the back burner last year, underestimating how long Blind Gambit would take to write, my non-fiction book not selling, and then having to abandon Blind Reset, I'm really starting to feel the squeeze of that now. And so hopefully the Black Death series, when that comes out next year, will give me the boost and the cash flow that I need, because all my spare money is going into bills. As well as that, I also finished Homer's Odyssey this week. Really enjoyed that. Can see what a massive influence that has had on just so many different things. I do think Odysseus got quite the raw deal throughout. So I'm not sure what I'm going to read next. Got a couple of things that I'd like to read. I might reread Catcher in the Rye. Not read it for about 20 years, maybe more. It was one of those first books that really spoke to me, and so I'd like to revisit that. And there's also Tristram Shandy as well that I'd like to read. So apologies if this has been a bit of a negative episode this week. Hopefully next time I'll be more positive. So remember, follow me on the Twitter at JLCronshaw. If you've got any questions for the show, please email me. It's john@johncronshaw.com. So until next time, cheerio.